Hey, Adam Shaffran here. We're coming at you today to redo another video. We came into a glitch the other day where we uploaded a video and the audio was just dropped on out. There was one little section that had audio, but it was as soon as we finished recording this video, which we thought was really excellent over here, and the management did as well, Chris did. No sooner than we had uploaded or finished the video, it said, "Sorry, YouTube glitch, you're done, buddy." Gone to the cloud, right? It said
Crashed.
Sorry. Crashed. YouTube crashed. So we're dealing with YouTube. We're dealing with YouTube something over here. Now looky here. This is a video about the anomaly, but real quick, you're getting some side information. This is fermented feed. It's only been fermented about a day or so, and really to ferment the feed, all you do is add water, put a lid on it, and make sure it doesn't get nasty. But this is fermented feed, and I think it makes the feed go further for the chickens. I just buy the regular feed. I add some scratch grain to it with the corn and the oats, and then any kind of like other things that I can ferment that are, you know, there's like some kind of seed mix that's a treat that I bought for them that I put in there. It seems to have chunks of carrot and like dried vegetables and fruits in it and seeds and grains, and I put that in to ferment. But it gets this cheesy, almost like a yogurty, cheesy smell. The chickens just love it. You put down a can of that slop and watch them go. And I think that's not, okay, when I put that into that jar to ferment it, it was not half the size. That's besides the point though. Let's go talk about the anomaly here. Now, first off, Chris, here's a couple over here. Yeah, this is it right here. This is what they'd call an anomaly. And these trees are just about to flower and fruit. And they've been in these pots for a minute now. So I think this is probably, yeah, it's got roots to the bottom. Okay, it's rooted. So that's rooted well. That means it could stay in this pot for another year, I bet, easy. And it's gonna have more of a chance of fruiting if I don't plant it right away or if I don't step it up. I just need to keep it in this pot. You know, let me tell you about the anomaly here, and I'm just going to try to be real honest when I do this. When I first got into growing jabuticabas, all there really was the regular old jabuticaba. Jabuticaba. Which kind? There was just one. It was called jabuticaba. It was labeled as Myrcearia cauliflora, and it was at every nursery, well, not every nursery. If you were lucky, you could find it. They weren't cheap. Sabra is that variety, but no one was calling it Sabra at the time. It was just called jabuticaba. And then when I started to do some research and learn about them, there was that book, Florida's Best Fruiting Plants by Charles Boning. He made mention of a weeping kind, a large leaf kind, you know, one that was from Grimmel's estate. There was one that he called the Grimmel, and I was like, whoa, whoa. What are these jabuticabas he's talking about? I've never seen them for sale. And I started to try to track them down. And I went to Larry Schatzer's house. This is in like 2000, must have been 2008 or so. You know, I was really getting the bug in 2007. I started buying them, maybe 2007. I can't quite remember. Maybe 2009, somewhere in that realm. I was around 27 years old, maybe 26 years old at the time, 27, 26. But slowly, I started meeting people, and they became to know me as the jabuticaba guy. You know, first it was the miracle fruit that I tried to get notoriety with. But I couldn't do that. Curtis already had control of that. You know, I tried to grow and make some profit with that, but I was like, you know what? I like growing the miracle fruit, but there's, I gotta be, you know, I'm too much of a collect everything kind of guy. And I felt like I could make a difference with the jabuticaba. Slowly I got to be known as the guy who was the jabuticaba dude. And there was one of the guys from the fruit club's name, he met me on a Craigslist ad. I was selling plants out of the back of my house listing on Craigslist. A guy named Brian Wright met me on Craigslist, on a Craigslist ad. He came into my house, he saw the collection, he's like, "This is great, you should talk to our fruit club." I was like, "Really, me? Me talk to a fruit club?" I was like I know something? Like, you know, I was kind of honored that he would ask me to do that, and I took him up on it. I like to give speeches, I like attention, I like having the floor. So I put together a PowerPoint presentation and I gave a speech to Brevard County Fruit Club, which I might say puts on an excellent, they put on an excellent sale, a ton of rare fruit trees. I think like first the members get in only. I don't know how they do it. It's a wonderful sale, a big fruit club. When I used to go there, it was like 200 members and they were all really die-hard growers and all about it. So it was one of my favorite fruit clubs that I got to speak to. And I spoke to clubs all throughout the state. I gave a speech at the last Rare Fruit Conference in the Redlands. Chris Rollins put that on in 2014. Wow, it's been that long, 2014. That was the last Rare Fruit Conference. I spoke about jabuticabas there. Anyway, it all started with Brian Wright. It was just a guy who came to my house. He met me on Craigslist. He was a Floridian. He wasn't the president of the Brevard. I always want to confuse it with Broward, the Brevard County Fruit Club. He wasn't the president, but he was a member that was highly active in getting people to speak. And I think he may have become the president later on. He had me speak to the club about jabuticabas. And then, I'm sorry, I'm rambling like an old man here. Sorry, this video is going to be forever. Can't you just tell the story? I feel like the Anomaly found me, okay? Because I had already put my feelers out there and shown the world that locally, whoever I could, that I loved this plant as much as anybody could. And then so people that would come in contact with it and find a weird one would be like, well, I don't know how to grow it, but I bet you this over here, this guy likes it. So I was sending out vibrations to Plinia World to come find me. Well, Plinia World sent vibrations out to my people and got back to me. Because this dude, Brian, was like, I was at this guy's house, Gene Joyner, who's a big collector, which I've been meaning to go to Gene Joyner's place, Unbelievable Acres. I don't know even what's going on there, if he still has people come or what. He probably doesn't anymore. I never made the trip. And it's a 2-hour drive or whatever, 3-hour drive. He's in like the West Palm Beach area, I believe. That's where the Anomaly comes from, the parent tree, the mother tree. And I remember Brian Wright, he was there on a field trip, the way I remember it, with one of the fruit clubs. They would go to all the people's houses. Toppy's a member of the Brevard County, by the way. That's how I met Toppy, was through Brian at the Brevard County Club. It was like, oh man, I was at home with Toppy, and man, Toppy would give speeches. I've been to like 2 or 3 speeches by Toppy. You ain't had a rare fruit speech till you had Toppy give a speech. Anyway, that's besides the point. Where was I now? He calls me up and he's like, I'm on a field trip, Adam. I never seen a tree like this. He sends me a picture of this tree, and I swear the trunk was like this fat, and it was covered with like pimples, warts. The trunk was gnarled to like, I'd never seen anything like it. It looks a lot like my tree now, but it was big. And he kind of had a picture of the tree. I remember it being quite tall, you know, not 20 feet. I don't know, maybe 20 feet, 15. It was a big tree, big trunk, and it had 1 fruit on it. You know, he took a picture of the fruit, and I remember seeing it and thinking, he showed me pictures of the leaves, and I remember thinking that's a Phitrantha maybe, because I was like, well, it isn't a red. And so maybe it's Phitrantha. That was the only thing I could come up with in my mind at the time, based on what I'd seen in literature that was close enough to the red, but not the red that it might be. He sent me some seeds, and I grew them out. I had 3 of them come up, and I labeled them with the pink polka dot ribbon. I had them growing at my house at first, but then I took them out to Green's Nursery. I used to rent nursery space at Green's, and he had this nice well water there. And these trees were hard to grow. The seedlings I was growing was like, these things are gonna die. They'd always get burnt leaf tips and look like horrible. And I had them on city water at my old house, and I was like, you know what, I'm taking them to the well water. I took them to the well water and grew them there for a year or 2. And that was probably in their 2nd year. Then I moved here, and in their 3rd year, one of the 3 seedlings that I got from this tree that I didn't know what it was, that was labeled with a pink polka dot ribbon, started to fruit and flower. Well, flower, actually. It started to flower. And it wasn't like, it was only, okay, the tree was only this tall in a 3-gallon pot, the size of my pinky maybe, and the caliper, maybe my ring finger. And I was out here one day with my friend Ray, going through my collection. He was browsing over. He says, look at that tree, it has flowers, I'll take it. And I was like, hell you will, son, that's my tree. And I remember looking at it being like, it's got flowers there, but there and there and there. I was like, I've seen them flower early and young, but just one spot maybe. And on a tree this big maybe, not this big, and not that small, and not all over. I was like, this one's a keeper. I'm putting it aside. So it was in his 3rd year in a 3-gallon pot. I took that sucker aside, and I babied it from that point and actually pruned it up because it was quite bushy. I pruned it real well, and it never stopped flowering for 5 years. It just did stop flowering 3 months ago maybe, because there was an unbelievable heat wave here. It was unlike anything we've seen. And drought here. Well, we've had drought and heat waves before, but it was the perfect storm that came and beat the mother tree up. A big, maybe a fourth of the canopy, 25%, died back. A big branch just died out. They get like a dieback. First couple branches here, a couple there. Before you know it, the thing's died back, and you're like, I better just cut this off and cut my losses. So I did that. We'll show you that really quick. But this is a grafted tree right here. And grafted, they seem to do really well. The mother tree grows at 3 times slower rate than a grafted tree, I noticed. 2 to 3 times slower rate, the mother tree on its own roots. And so that was what was so special about it. It was a seedling that came to me by chance from a friend, just by knowing that I was the Jabuticaba guy. He sent me the seeds. He actually sent seeds to a guy in California too, I believe, Ben, with Ben's plants. None of his seeds did that. The other 2 seedlings still haven't flowered to this day. One of, there was 3 anomalies, like seedlings that were originally planted, not anomaly, but from that batch. One I gave to a friend who still hasn't flowered it yet. The other died in my possession because I neglected it, and it never flowered. The anomaly has flowered and didn't stop. Perpetually it flowered, and it fruited heavy. I got pictures of this tree, 20 fruit on it, tiny, man, and it'll fruit non-stop, but then you get this heavy bloom. You think you're gonna get 100 fruit? Nothing. So it's very fickle. The tree is not just set it and forget it. It'll grow, but on its own roots, the mother tree, it's gonna flower up a storm, and you're not gonna get every flower to set. I think out of 100 flowers, it's gotta be 2% of them set. Like 2% to make a fruit. That's the way I feel. But now the tree makes 20,000 flowers in a year. You know what I mean? So then you get 200 fruit made. Is that the right one? So let's go, these are some grafted ones right here that I was thinking about putting in a bigger pot. And they don't quite have flowers yet, but you can see they're grafted down here. And then, I guess we could walk them. Let's walk them around over this way. Come on. It's gonna be a long video, I guess, huh, Chris?
Not too bad.
Can run my mouth. Now, the red Jabuticaba is supposedly a hybrid. We can just keep walking. The red Jabuticaba, those are them planted out there, and we'll show you another one later on. It's supposedly a hybrid of the white Jabuticaba and a cauliflora. I've never had any literature to back that up. I don't know how to prove that, but I can see how it is related to the white, because the white is quite precocious and it fruits a lot. And it's got a really sweet flavor, so who knows? And it's got that almost caustate ribbed appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Frigipede, Paulista. All right, this is coming to knife throwing section. Let's see if I can get it for the video. We got my heaven thrower. It's the end of the world. You got to get them. Oh, but it didn't stick in the way I wanted it to. Anyway, that was basically luck. Oh, snake! Snake, you step. Wait. He's caught up in the thing. Let's get it. We got a snake rescue. We have a snake rescue. He's caught up in my thing. He's gonna bite me, Chris. Adam and Eve. He's on me, dude. We gotta get this off here. Okay. We gotta get us a knife to cut this from. We got a knife. He's mad at us. Uh-oh. I've done this before and they don't like it. Almost need scissors. I gotta grab him by the head. You want me to turn it to you now? Are you?
No, you can go for it.
All right, hold on. This is what we do.
Keep his attention.
Hold on, I got a hat for this.
Perfect. Stick.
Okay. There's a trick to it. I've seen it on Snake Salvation. Look at this hand right here, buddy. He knows that's the one to go for. Is this how it's gonna turn into every time, man? I just don't like getting bit by snakes anymore.
That's Salmonella.
It's 8. He's going for it.
His head's over there. It's not even venomous, it's just I don't feel like he's biting that. He was enjoying that. I feel like his head's gonna pop out. It just... Okay. So I don't like snakes like I used to. He's a roller.
Oh, that's
Part of the
how he's
roller.
doing it.
Okay. I can get this. I think we need a sharper knife. Oh, there he comes out. He's coming out. Oh, he's about to bite the shit. He's coming out of here. He's got his tail out of this side. Oh! He's getting free, I think. He's biting himself. Hold on 1 second. I think he's coming out. He's rolling himself into it worse. That ain't good to do that. That's how you get in it worse. Alright, you chew on that while I chew on this. Oh shit. It's the spinning that's hurting him. That's
Yeah.
messing him up. Okay, we got this. He's almost done. Yeah, let him chew on that. He's almost done. He's almost done. Don't spin around on it. Oh, watch out. Okay. Okay. Oh, what's this? Okay. I got this real quick. It's just this one link right there. Right there. Almost there. Oh shit. Give him that shoe. Give him that shoe.
I think he figured it out.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
There it goes. Almost. Almost there. It's just. Oh shit.
There he went. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I think we'll have to end that one and redo it. And just have a different video again. Just end that real quick. Snake freeing video.